Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you whenever you may be watching. My name is JD, and I'm here to welcome you to a JD's Racing Wager Show. This week we have an exciting look forward to the races at Dover. Before we can get there, we do need to take a look back at Talladega and see how we did there. We had a mixed bag of results, ended up positive. It sounds like, across the board. Talladega's unpredictableness came out for bettors. We'll go ahead and get to our results in the Xfinity Series. We called matchups Gregson over Gibbs, which we won. We had Hamrick over Almandinger. We lost. We had Barry over Hill, which we won. And we had Brandon Jones over Allgaier, which we lost. We also had Sam Mayer over Sheldon Creed, and we lost that one as well. A lot of these were due to accidents and yeah, so we got 2 and 3 there. Not terrible, not profitable necessarily. Our win predictions, we had long shots with Jeremy Clements at 75-1, Myatt Snyder at 50-1, Jeb Burton at 30-1. None of them really competed. I mean, they were in the lead pack at various points in time. Our win-win predictions, like the people we expect to do well and actually win, we had Landon Castle at 12-1. Jeffrey Earnhardt at 25-1 and Riley Herbst at 18-1. We picked Riley Herbst as our main one. I do bet on all the top 3 that I mentioned to win, and we almost hit on that Jeffrey Earnhardt at 25-1. What a win that would have been for both us, a lot of other NASCAR bettors, and the NASCAR community as a whole. I mean, second was still great. I know a lot of people were passionately cheering for Jeffrey at the end, so it was cool to see Dale come down and take the wheel of that 3 car on the last lap and propel it forward. In the end, Noah Gregson won. It was a good race overall, and we didn't really make any money on the Xfinity Series. However, we did do a little bit better on the Cup side of things. Our matchup picks, we had Kyle Larson over Chase Elliott, which we won. Denny Hamlin over Joey Logano, which we won. Austin Centric over Ryan Blaney, which we lost. William Byron over Kyle Busch, which we lost. Ross Chastain over Martin Truex, we won that one. We had Kevin Harvick over Brad Keselowski. We won that one. And we had Bubba Wallace over Chase Briscoe. We won that one. We had Tyler Reddick over Alex Bowman. We lost that one. Kurt Busch over Eric Almirola. Lost that one. Cole Custer over Michael McDowell. We lost that one. We went 5-5 on matchups, which, I mean, you'll take at a track like Talladega. A lot of these flip-flopped on the last lap, and also due to accidents, which was to be expected. No surprises there. I know a lot of bettors avoided the head-to-head matchups. We had our top 10 picks. I think our top 10 picks are cursed. We had Todd Gilliland, Noah Gregson, Daniel Hemrick, Chris Buescher, Cole Custer, and Landon Castle, all at varying degrees of expectation and odds, and none of them hit. I was a little bit surprised at that. It is unpredictable. There was a long green flag run at the end, and a lot of these drivers had already been eliminated or ran into issues throughout the day. We had our long shot picks to win, Harrison Burton and Ty Dillon. Both were involved in accidents. However, we did have Eric Jones, who was in contention in the final laps. Looks like he was going to win at 66-1. That would have been a hell of a payout. He did not end up winning, though, so we'll move on to Justin Haley, who we had kind of like as a mixed bag between long shot and favorite. I knew he was going to be fast. He was up there in contention at the end at 66-1. We had Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tyler Reddick, and Ross Chastain as our top 3. Ricky Stenhouse crashed. Tyler Reddick was in last place. He had engine troubles at the beginning. He was our big pick to win. With that being said, we did correctly predict Ross Chastain in our top 3. I always bet on each one of these 3 to win the race. We got him at 35-1 on William Hill at the beginning of the week, and that pretty much paid for the whole weekend. That was awesome. And we had first and 39th in our top 3, both ends of the spectrum. So that was interesting. I will plug that 3 out of the last 4 weeks, the winner has came from our top 3 predictions. So I'm very happy with that success rate there. That's super exciting, just getting into it to be able to say, we're having success here. And these haven't been small, odd favorite picks that are pulling this off for us. A lot of opportunity for profit there. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and move into the future, get to what we're really here for right now, which is Dover. And this week we have some great matchups. I'm going to tell you the ones that I picked. I got all these from William Hill. I try to make a prediction on each and every matchup, even if it's close. We have Bubba Wallace versus Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher is normally 10 to 20th. Bubba Wallace actually was 11th at Dover last year. It seems to be one of his better tracks. I predict he can crack the top 10, get close to the top 10. I think he's going to be a little closer than Chris Buescher. I'm picking Bubba this week. We have Erik Jones versus AJ Almandinger. Erik Jones is driving the 43. Has been pretty strong at Dover, had some good runs in the past, including with AJ Almandinger. Dinger's with colleague racing, and I do like Erik Jones in this matchup at minus 120. That team showed a lot of speed this year, and I think is going to continue. That particular driver team combination is going to be a top 10 contender at Dover. I can't say the same for AJ Allmendinger. It seems that he struggled outside of road courses in the Cup Series, and I think this is one of the matchups I like the most. We have Austin Cindric versus Daniel Suarez. This one was tough for me. Daniel Suarez has been fast this year. Austin Cindric, since his Daytona 500, has been kind of iffy, had some good runs here and there. I did like his Xfinity Series stats at Dover. He does have a win. He's consistently top 5 and a threat to win there. Daniel Suarez was running great last year. He's had some solid runs at Dover in the past. This week, just based on, I still haven't made this one up in my head. I have Cindric circled. I think I'm going to audible. I feel like it's going to be a Suarez week. I think he's going to get a top 10. So last minute change, we're going with Daniel Suarez over Austin Cindric. Kurt Busch versus Chase Briscoe. I'm going with Chase Briscoe. He got into an accident, his only Cup start at Dover last year, and he's had so much improvement this year. It looks like Kurt Busch has kind of regressed from where he was running last year, obviously with a team change. That's something to be expected. So, and sometimes you can expect it, sometimes you can't. We got like a 10 race sample size now, so we kind of know where the teams stand. I like Chase Briscoe's team right now over Kurt Busch in that matchup. We have Tyler Reddick versus Christopher Bell. I'm going with Tyler Reddick. Christopher Bell does not have good stats at Dover. He struggled last year. Tyler Reddick doesn't have amazing, mind-blowing stats at Dover. He's solid just about everywhere we go now, and I expect another decent run. I do think he's going to finish higher than Christopher Bell. I have Ross Chastain versus Kevin Harvick, and I got to go with Chastain there, right in the momentum of that team. They've been fast everywhere. Got a win last week. I have no reason to believe that he's going to finish behind Kevin Harvick. We have Kyle Busch versus Joey Logano. I'm going with Kyle Busch in this matchup. This was another tough one. For me, when I have driver matchups, I can, get pushed by a driver having a win. And their recent finishes are pretty close to each other. They're like both very solid and average finish. So that when I'm coin flipping, I've got to go with Kyle Busch. He also does have a win this year. So picking him over Logano. We have Alex Bowman versus Denny Hamlin. This was tough too. I wanted to go with Alex Bowman because I feel like I don't pick him, and he's won quite a few of these matchups. I just got to go with Denny Hamlin in this one. He does have a Dover win. He runs very fast there. Richmond was his best run of the season. He won that race. I like him at tracks 1 mile and less, and this week I got him over Bowman, who was last year's winner on kind of a strategy play. Chase Elliott versus Martin Truex Jr., and I went with Chase Elliott on this one. He has finished 3rd and 5th in the last 2 runs at Dover. He's also got a 2018 win. He was in contention last year to win. I like his recent history more than Martin Truex Jr., who has 3 wins at Dover. Is possible, he's going to get up there in contention. Based on recent history, I do think Chase Elliott's going to win this matchup. We have Kyle Larson versus William Byron. This is one. Kyle Larson's at minus 150. I do like Kyle Larson in this matchup. I think those odds are kind of unfair. I think Byron's a little closer to Larson than minus 150. Byron's at plus 130. Personally, I'm not going to bet on this matchup because I have to make a call. I'm going to say Larson over Byron. If you're feeling Byron, I mean, my opinions are just suggestions. I would say throw the bet on him at plus 130. If you're feeling Larson, it may not even be worth it at that minus 150 line that he's at right now. Moving on to some Xfinity matchups, I have Sam Mayer over Brandon Jones. I just really believe in Sam Mayer. I think he's going to get a win this year. He's been fast all throughout the year. We have Austin Hill versus Landon Castle. Austin Hill has been surprisingly fast. I'm picking him over Landon Castle. He's looked great anytime he hasn't been involved in an accident. We have Noah Gregson versus Josh Berry. I'm going to go with Noah Gregson. I consider Josh Berry because he does have a runner-up finish at Dover. I just haven't really been impressed with the speed of that team up to this point in the season. Somewhere like Martinsville where he was expected to run better than he did. I can see something similar happen at Dover. Until I see something out of him, it's going to be hard for me to pick him over Noah Gregson, especially in a matchup like this. I have John Hunter Nemechek versus AJ Almandinger. Got to go with John Hunter. He's ran great with JGR when he's gotten a chance in the 18 car. He looked pretty solid at Dover last year in the Sam Hunt Racing car. I think he's going to be strong again this week, and I think he's going to contend. So I got him over AJ Allmendinger, who I think is going to be strong. I haven't really seen a lot of race-winning speed out of that team this year, though. We have Ty Gibbs versus Justin Allgaier. Got to ride the Ty Gibbs train on that. He's great everywhere we go. He's riding his longest losing streak of the season, which is 2 races. He might break that this week, and for that I have him over Justin Allgaier, who is the previous winner in the field. Again, I haven't really seen, like a lot of race-winning speed out of that team, whereas Ty Gibbs has already won multiple races this year, which is influencing my decision for Gibbs over Allgaier. So those are my Cup matchups and my Xfinity matchups. I'm going to recap them just for the sake of, giving them right to you so you don't forget them. I know I talk through things, think through things, so I want to give you a clear picture of who I have. I have Bubba Wallace over Chris Buescher, Aaron Jones over AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Suarez over Austin Centric, Chase Briscoe over Kurt Busch, Tyler Reddick over Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain over Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch over Joey Logano, Hamlin over Bowman, Chase Elliott over Martin Trex Jr., and Larson over Byron. In Xfinity, I have Sam Mayer over Brandon Jones, Austin Hill over Landon Castle, Noah Gregson over Josh Berry, John Hunter Nemechek over AJ Allmendinger, and Ty Gibbs over Justin Allgaier. We're going to move on to some outright